There are two ways to do things, right and again. It's better to fight and fall than to live without hope. Whatever is begun in anger ends in shame. The answer is always no until you ask. If a man empties his purse into his head, no one can take it from him. Even in the sheath, the sword must be sharp. So too must the mind and the spirit be within the body. Life gives you lots of chances to screw up, which means you have just as many chances to get it right. People treating you poorly is a reflection on them, not you. You don't make yourself available too much for anyone. You will lose importance. Never ruin an apology with an excuse. Never trust anybody. Trust is earned, not given from the start. You're never too old to cut people out of your life. It takes a long time to realize how truly miserable you are. And even longer to realize it doesn't have to be that way. It may delay, but time will not. If you would know the value of money, go and try to borrow some. Laziness travels so slowly that poverty soon overtakes him. Love your enemies, for they tell you your faults. There are three faithful friends: an old wife, an old dog, and ready money. By failing to prepare, you are preparing to fail. Just because the boat rocks doesn't mean it's time to jump overboard. You'll have bad times, but it'll always wake you up to the good stuff you weren't paying attention to. When you try to please everybody, you almost always please nobody. Your past does not equal your future. Sometimes you can make all the right choices and then have to sit there and watch them all crumble around you. You just have to pick up the pieces and keep moving. Never be so kind you forget to be clever, and never be so clever you forget to be kind. If you put your mind to it, you can accomplish anything. Stop trying to be happy. You can't be happy all the time. It's okay if you're trying to break a habit. Don't say, this is the last time I'm doing it, to yourself. Instead say, this is the first time I'm not doing it. An investment in knowledge pays the best interest. That displays too often. His wife and his wallet is in danger of having both of them borrowed. We do not stop playing because we grow old. We grow old because we stop playing. Work as if you were to live 1,000 years. Play as if you were to die tomorrow. Contentment makes poor men rich. Discontent makes rich men poor. Having been poor is no shame, but being ashamed of it is. Nothing that life has to offer is worth the price of worry. You stop explaining yourself when you realize people only understand from their level of perception. Sunday isn't even a real day, although for some people it's every day. It's never too late to turn your life in a completely new direction. There is huge importance in just one day. You will never be who you want to be until you are happy with who you are, where you get a different vantage point, it changes your perspective. It allows us to see things that maybe we should have seen a long time ago. Which has a bad beginning is likely to have a bad ending. All the people need in order to rise up against tyranny is a leader bold enough to take up the banner. Never take for granted the time you spend with the people you keep. It could be over any day. Live in reality as it is, not as you wish it was. If you expect the world to be fair with you because you are fair, that's like expecting the lion not to eat you because you didn't eat him. If you're right, but you're obnoxious about it, people won't see you as the good guy. Courage doesn't always roar. Sometimes it is a quiet voice at the end of the day saying, I will try again tomorrow. People often confuse stress with responsibility. The reason you want to be better than someone else is the reason why you are. Man must be big enough to admit his mistakes, smart enough to profit from them, and strong enough to correct them. Be the person you needed when you were younger. You will reach your destination even though you travel slowly. The error is a result of letting fear rule your actions. Better to die with honor than live with shame. Accept things as they are. Life isn't about living in the past or living for the future. It's about living in the now. Enjoy every bit of your life to the fullest. Your compromises and sacrifices will be rewarded. Never keep people in your life if they don't love and respect you as much as you do them. Be at war with your vices, at peace with your neighbors, and let every new year find you a better man. Be slow in choosing a friend, slower in changing. No matter you are finished changing, you're finished. Strive to make small changes and learn something new daily, because there are always these experiences you have had to tap into for the future. Someone's opinion of you doesn't have to become your reality. Not everybody who speaks in a pleasant way to you is your friend. If you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. You don't ever truly know another person unless you can take up residence in their head. You'll never be privy to their true nature. It is not our abilities that show what we truly are. It is our choices. You will find the key to success under the alarm clock. A penny saved is a penny earned. Fear not death, for the sooner we die, the longer we shall be immortal. Wanting something is not enough. You must hunger for it. Your motivation must be absolutely compelling in order to overcome the obstacles that will invariably come your way. Our lives are defined by opportunities, even the ones we miss. Every person alive hits a crossroads in life when you have to let go of the past and forge ahead into something new. The only sad thing would be clinging to the past once it's out of reach. You've got to know when it's time to turn the page. But giving doesn't make the person who hurts you feel better. It makes you feel better. If someone is trying to bring you down, it only means you are above them. You train people how to treat you, unconsciously or not. You're either part of the problem or part of the solution. Never attribute to malice that which can be adequately explained by stupidity. Socializing is just like any skill. You need to practice before you're good at it. Life is brutal and will break your heart, and you just have to be brave and do the best you can. When you're testing to see how deep water is, never use 2 feet. Happiness depends more on the inward disposition of mind than on outward circumstances. If you don't have sex for 17 days, you will become stronger in your self-control. There is more honor in accumulating little by little than in reaching for the sky and ending up flat on your face. Oftentimes it is not numbers that win the victory, but those who fare forward with the most vigor.